Every aspect of Ukrainian civil society is funded top to bottom by USAID. From the media, as you mentioned, up to 90% of Ukrainian media, including some of the largest ones like the Kiev Independent, are USAID funded. It's also the union groups, for example, teachers' unions in Ukraine, to make sure that the children are being taught a new mythology about their own history. And the minds of Ukrainian school children are controlled by the U.S. State Department. Even the arts and culture sponsored graffiti on buildings and public artworks so that they all are purged of any kind of legacy affiliation with Russia. They're trying to memory hole 1984. That there ever was a kind of Russian language within Ukraine or a kind of shared history so that Ukraine can become fully European in that way and be folded into NATO and into EU markets, and so that its own natural gas and rare earth minerals and agricultural assets can be completely gobbled up by Wall Street and London.
2019, they actually voted 73% in favor of Zelensky's peace platform. Make peace with Donbass, make peace with Russia, implement the Minsk agreement, allow people to speak their own language in the eastern parts of Ukraine, that is the Russian speakers, but complemented by a huge pressure from NGOs, essentially ban him from doing anything that the vast majority of Ukrainians had voted for.
I believe that election was in March 2019. In May 2019, the Ukraine Crisis Media Center, which is funded by the U.S. State Department through the U.S. Embassy in Kiev, funded by USAID, and funded by NATO, as well as a coterie of other USAID CIA fronts like Chemonics. So what they did is what they normally do in this. They get together all their different minnows to form a giant shark of a threat. So they got together 70 media and NGO organizations, 70 of them, within a month and a half of Zelensky election. So Zelensky was voted in, I believe, in March. I think he took power in April 2019. And in May, the very next month, he gets this famous Red Lines memo. And here's how it begins. As civil society activists, again, as USAID-sponsored pawns for US, UK, NATO foreign policy, we present a list of red lines not to be crossed. And they actually put red lines not to be crossed in direct quotes. Should the president cross these red lines, such actions will inevitably lead to political instability in our country and deterioration of international relations. Instability was the only reason Zelensky was in office in the first place. Instability is what got Viktor Yanukovych out of office in a color revolution. Instability is people in the streets, police cars being lit on fire, bulldozers being driven over railways so that freight can't be transferred. Instability is the National Endowment for Democracy spending $80 million